Oh, got a full-grown tree on your raft. I don't know that I've ever seen that. This island has deer. Stay on the island. Got a bird. Ooh, maybe get the bird. Got him. Bow and arrow. They might also come and land on your raft, at which point you can grab them and break their necks in a very humane way. What is this Princess Bride? Are these rodents of unusual size? They're like demon rats. Hey guys, I'm Kinga Philipps and I'm back, whether you like it or not, trying to survive in the gaming world. All right, Raft. Oh, I love a good ocean voyage, even if it's in the survival space. All right, so he's got a raft. This is terrific because if you were just floating around in the water, you would be exposed immediately to the elements. Oh, look, a shark. That looks like a great white. You can tell by the delineation line and the shape of his nose and his dorsal fin. Probably realistically not gonna bother you. Look at all this debris in the water. Now, from an environmental standpoint, that's a thumbs down. From a survival standpoint, all this crap floating around our ocean is actually super useful. I mean, there's like a whole other chunk of a raft. There's a plastic, looks like a bottle, that's great. You could actually use that as a solar still if you had two bottles like that or something to place inside, fold under the plastic, and you basically evaporate the salt water and then capture the fresh water. So he's swimming off his raft in shark-infested water, so like maybe the shark just bit you because there was a little bit of blood splatter. That would be a bad thing in a survival situation. I think that goes without saying. Also, if you're jumping off of your raft, he's holding onto a rope. That's a good thing. I would not just jump off of my raft and go swimming around for things because ocean currents and waves can take your raft away really quickly and you might be too tired to go get it. And if you were just floating around in the water, that's death. Ooh, an island. Go for that. So if you're getting close to an island, you might notice that there's a change in the water color. It's getting more shallow. Possibly the rhythm of the waves might change a little bit. You might see clouds over the horizon, which would form over water. Look at that. He's making a version of a desal there. So he's trying to desalinate the water. So the idea there would be that you have a heat source, you have something to put the salt water in, you're gonna evaporate it onto the leaf, and then it's going to condense and the fresh water is gonna run off into some kind of a capture device. Got lots of plastic, that's great, get that. You could catch some rainwater in it. The shark is very persistent. Hi, little buddy. Maybe give him a bop on the nose with that tool there, not too hard, because I like sharks. Oh, look, you've got seagrass there. You've got seaweed, that's an edible thing. You've got this island, yes. All right, maybe tie up your raft so it doesn't go away. Your buddy the shark is hanging out. A lot of seaweed and sea plants like that are totally edible and they're actually a good source of iodine and things of that nature. You would want to rinse them with fresh water. I mean, realistically, if you're in a survival situation on a raft and you come across an island, you probably want to stay on that island. That's a better bet, especially if there are plants there that you can use, maybe coconuts, maybe a source of fresh water. I would go island over raft. So we are now getting off of the island. I guess we decided to not stay on the island. That would have not been my choice. So he has a fire source on this raft. It does look like he put something underneath that, like he's been finding all this debris. So maybe it's like a piece of metal, but you do want to keep that lifted. Otherwise you're gonna set your raft on fire. There's the shark again. It's the most determined shark I've ever met. I actually have had a shark go after an inflatable that I'm in. And they have sharp teeth. That doesn't really go well with inflatables. Look at all this debris. Gather that up, man. All the plastic that you can get. Got yourself a grill. All right, look at this. You can cook yourself some food. Fish will actually use a raft like this as a place to hide from predators, and they'll use the shade of the raft. So if you needed to spear or fish with a rod and reel like you have, fishing from your raft is actually a great way to do that. You've got fire on a raft. Okay, as long as it's insulated from underneath, you can probably get away from that and you can cook your food. Built yourself a sail with some handlebars. That's handy. A sail is going to be very useful in helping you to get somewhere. It's also a great way to capture water, and it can also protect you from the sun, because one of the things that you're going to be instantly exposed to is sun and sunburn. Birds are wonderful to watch, especially in the evening. They're going to be going back to land to roost. So you want to see which direction the birds are flying in the evening. They might also come and land on your raft, at which point you can grab them and break their necks in a very humane way and eat them. Look at all the stuff. It's like you're coming across other rafts and just adding them onto yours. So now we're on another island. This is great. You've got a palm tree, so I'm guessing there's gonna be coconuts there. You can eat the meat. You can use the bowl of the coconut to cook things in, to store water. Lots of plants, lots of fiber that you can use maybe to reinforce your raft. Maybe build a signal fire or a desk. I'm always saying, when you're on a raft in the ocean, build yourself a writing desk with candles so you can tell your stories. So when they find you, you can be like, look, I have a ready-to-go novel. Here's the shark again. I've spent a lot of time with sharks in the water. I have never actually seen one be this determined. Did you just kill the shark? Are you underneath the shark? Sharks generally don't like it when you swim underneath them. Now you're on another island. That looks like it could be bamboo, maybe. Bamboo is super useful. Actually captures water in the ridges. Oh, pineapples. So you've got fruit. Hey man, stay on this island. I know the goal here is to find civilization, but do you really want other people around? Holy crap, look at your raft. Oh, I don't do one fire pit, I do 3. So this raft is awesome, and it would be really good in still water. My concern with a raft this big is if you get into big waves, your raft is probably gonna break apart. Is that a cell tower? I have some phone calls I need to make. SOS, that all day long. People have survived in the ocean for 100+ days in a small raft. It is doable if you know what you're doing. There's a shark on your boat, or is the shark's head? It says Jaws. Are you gonna need a bigger raft? You've got an anchor. Well, this is great. So now if you pull up to an island, your raft isn't gonna float away. I mean, that is a fancy device there, friend. I am impressed. With this gigantic raft and the holes you have in it, if you had some netting, you could do some aquaculture. Oh, okay, so we have an abandoned platform, it looks like. I would go loot the hell out of that. There's gotta be some good stuff there. That, quite frankly, would be another great base, probably sturdy, probably well equipped. If you have the ability to fire up those satellites, you might be able to get an SOS out. Okay, utopia. That just looks like a big city. I don't know if that's utopia. Not in my book anyway. Ooh, people, so we know that there's probably civilization out there. Now we're free diving around the base of this platform to see if there's anything underwater that we need. Great, take stock, grab things. All right, gathering stuff. It looks like we're pretty well stocked. Oh, there's the shark. It's back. With sharks like that, you want to stay vertical in the water, and you never want to panic underwater. You never want to flail around. Actually, the best thing that you can do is hold your ground. Otherwise, they will challenge you. Looks like you killed the shark and you're making shark meat there. High in mercury, but you know, in a survival situation, you're going to eat what you can. Wow, that's a really cool platform. Is that soil? What are you building there? Now you've got 2 sails. This is terrific. Oh, got a full-grown tree on your raft. I don't know that I've ever seen that. Now you're cutting down your full-grown tree on your raft. If you have one, I'd say maybe leave it. It can offer some shade, although I think it might sink your raft. Oh, and of course, a full barbecue there. Got a smoker, got a barbecue, got a chef's kitchen here, got a crock pot. I mean, this is starting to look like basically the floating homes that you see in Vietnam and Cambodia, in Thailand. Oh, what's this? Is that a crashed boat? Let's go check it out by the moonlight. Oh, it's a cruise ship. I mean, cruise ships are kind of gross in the best of days. In the worst of days, they can be really, really creepy. But I bet you there's some great stuff, like a sofa and a giant rat. What is this Princess Bride? Are these rodents of unusual size? Good Lord, they're like demon rats. Oh, we have bombs now to blow places apart. See if you can find the kitchen. Maybe there's some food in there. Water. I mean, cruise ships like this would have a water maker, so that would be a good thing to find. This is the control station. I mean, since you were building all kinds of electronics on your raft, you could probably salvage most of that. Oh, wow, look at this. Got trees on your raft. You've got radio equipment. You've got stairs on your raft. Got fancy there, friend. Oh, of course, now you have a steering wheel, which means that you must have some kind of a rudder to steer you in the right direction. There's netting down there, so you probably have gone the aquaculture route. This is good. You know, when you're eating fish, you can suck moisture out of the eyeballs, out of the meat, and out of the spine, so that's gonna be a source of water for you, drinking water. Got a bird. Ooh, maybe get the bird. Got him. Your bow and arrow. Feathers are good for kindling. Also be great for your arrows. This island has deer. Stay on the island. Stay on the island, yeah. So this meat isn't gonna last very long because this is obviously a warm environment. Look at your raft, holy crap. Oh, no, you didn't kill this deer or this llama. You are bringing it on board along with what looks like potentially a dodo or a turkey. What is that? So this is like a biome here now with trees and buildings. You know what this looks like? That looks like that utopia with a safety slide that looks like it goes to a jumbo jet. So I guess if something happens to utopia, you just slide right off into the ocean. Or you could use it to climb up. Oh, let's get up there and see what's going on over there. Let us in. It's like the magical land of Oz, but there's no people, which isn't always the worst thing. I mean, you are gonna be able to loot some good stuff here. Iced coffee, iced tea, handshake and tea. Get yourself some tea, this is good. All right, we're fighting robots again. He says help, I think. Why do we wanna bash you? But he's asking for help. This is a pretty high-tech, fancy civilization. This was utopia, but then something happened. We are now in a very fancy elevator. Going up to the penthouse suite, please. We're on the 8th floor in this super fancy biome. We have not come across any people, which is bad and or good. Where did the people go? What happened to them? Did something eat them? Did they leave? Well, look at that bathtub. Look at these spa products. Yeah, you're gonna take that. Oh, you're gonna take a bath in that bathtub. That's what you're gonna do. Listen, you gotta ditch the raft and stay here. Oh, that bed looks so comfortable. Come on, buddy. That is so much more comfy than your raft. You are now from surviving to thriving. Oh, the lights are on, and you've got electricity. If you need to start a fire, that would be a one way to do it. Look at this, holy crap. You're not leaving here, this is too good, and you're the only person here. You get to be the king of your biome. You just hit the emergency eject button, didn't you? Oh. Not good. Fire in a biome, not a great thing. Fire on a boat, not a great thing. Fire on a raft, not a great thing. Fire, generally not a good thing, unless you're cold and then you have a fire and then you're warm, then it's a good thing. All right, so we are now on the outside of the biome. That is a long jump. Remember what I always say about taking risks in survival situations? You don't want to hit your head, you don't want to break anything, you don't want any open wounds, susceptible to infection. Take care of yourself, be gentle. Now we are back on our crazy fancy raft. He was like, I don't want to live in that paradise, I want to go back out to my survival raft. Now we are swimming to this next thing that we have located. Climbing, climbing, climbing. Maybe you could use those satellites since you've already made yourself this fancy electrical base. You guys, look at our raft, seriously. This is like a multi-story raft. Probably wouldn't really hold up well in the real world, but looks good, looks comfy. I like that, you know, it's up to code there. You've got handles and rope and probably not gonna fall off, that's important. All right, guys, so that was Raft. That was a super cool and beautiful survival game where you are on a raft that just keeps getting fancier and fancier. That is my kind of surviving. For more Gamology videos, visit Facebook and YouTube. So if our player here was indeed bitten by a shark, which looks like a great white shark with serrated teeth that are intended to cut and tear flesh, on your best case scenario, you're gonna have massive puncture wounds.